Hi, and we are live from Station F. I'm Roxanne, the director, and this is our monthly live where we share with you what's been going on at Station F and what's coming up. Today we're going to take a deep dive into Foundation, our documentary series. We will be releasing the second edition starting next week. And this is a documentary series that follows very closely the lives of some of our startups on campus. We'll actually get to meet these entrepreneurs who are here with us today. So Binta, you're the co-founder of Konexio. Hello.
Hello.
So Konexio is providing digital tools and training to some of the world's most vulnerable populations. We also have Olivier, the founder of RogerVoice. Hello.
Hi.
So RogerVoice is providing tools for the deaf and the hard of hearing. We'll get a chance to look at that as well. And we have Ruben from HD Rain. Hello. Which is providing a weather forecast solution. Very technical device. We'll get a chance to look at that as well. Before we talk about Foundation, however, I want to share with you guys some updates of what's been happening on campus. Just very quickly, not in all the detail. We had a lot of guests, as usual, on campus, so we had a chance to welcome the new Minister of Digital Affairs for his first public visit, so that's Cedric O, that many of you guys know about. We also had Brad Bao, the founder of Lime Bike, who stopped by campus, told us a lot about the crazy salaries in Silicon Valley, and he will be coming back normally to meet with our startups later in the year. We also welcomed a ton of new startups into programs on campus. So HEC, Facebook, and Pepite, starter from School Lab, all welcomed new startups to campus this past month. And we also closed the applications for the Founders Program. So for those of you who applied, you will be getting your first response within the next few weeks. We also launched a new video series that you guys can find on YouTube and obviously on all of our platforms called Meet a Founder. We feature a close-up look at some of the founders and the startups that we have on campus so you guys can really see who these people are and what they're building. And now I just want to ask you guys to save 2 dates. Usually I give you a ton of events, so just save 2 dates for me. Save April 11th and April 23rd. So on April 11th, we will have our first ever how-to event. This is an event that will provide you with real practical advice for something very specific. The first event is dedicated to bootstrapping. So for those of you that want to start a company and you have limited cash, I think that's most of you, you should go ahead and check that out. That's on April 11th and April 23rd. We will have an Ask Me Anything session with the founder of Insect. Many of you guys know that they just raised $125 million doing some really crazy stuff with insects. You probably want to come and check that out. All of our events are on stationf.co/events, and these two are open, obviously, to the public. All right, guys, I'm excited. We're going to jump right into the documentary series, which we actually got a chance to see on campus 2 days ago. I want to ask you, it seems super personal and intimate to have somebody filming you while you're trying to build a company. What is that experience like? Binta, let's start with you.
I think in the beginning we were kind of just trying to figure out how to navigate the space because we're so used to kind of just being in our zone and going about and doing our thing. So now that there was someone kind of following us around, surveying our every moment, we were kind of like, wait, what's going on? Yeah. It's very bizarre in the beginning, and I think we're also kind of people who aren't super open about, sharing stuff sometimes. So I think it took us a while, but once we really got into it, I think we realized that it's kind of cool that we have people who get to come along on the journey and kind of see what it's like to really live, our day-to-day life, because it's something I think that's very unique to the entrepreneur journey, and it's not something that everyone understands. So having, a documentary crew being with us step by step, along the way to kind of show this is what it's like to really live the difficulties and, the highs and lows of an entrepreneur was, in the end, an incredible experience.
Super. Olivier, what did you feel about this experience?
Yeah, I share the same feelings, actually. It's kind of weird having someone follow us around. I don't know if anyone's old enough to have followed MTV reality series at the time. That kind of felt like that, The Real World.
Yeah,
that's right, I forgot the name. The Real World. And the other aspect of it was, how much do you say in front of the camera?
Yeah.
I can't really say this. There's some things you just don't say.
Were there moments that you tried not to say certain things? Yeah.
You're not really sure.
Interesting.
So yeah, that was interesting. But I was proud to be able to show what I do and hopefully inspire people as well.
Super, definitely very inspirational. Ruben, how did you find the experience?
It was amazing. I think it was a bit too short. And at the beginning, the first day of the documentary, Olivier started filming us. It was very difficult for us because we were just 1 week ago in Brazil, and the first data we coming from Brazil was it wasn't working very well, and he was filming that. So the first day was difficult because you have the camera on you, and you also have trouble with your data and with your business. So it's special to open all these things to a movie maker, and you know that it can be in the documentary. So it was very, very difficult the first day, and then you forget about the camera. And he was very good at that because he was very trustful, and at the end I can trust that you will be giving a very good description of what we do with RogerVoice and also what our journey and our day were like during this period.
Wonderful. Well, I know it can be really hard to show some of the difficult moments on screen. I think that's actually the part, though, that people need to see. Otherwise, they just think, entrepreneurship is what we see in the press and people raising tons of money, and that's really all it's about. But I wanted to ask you, what are the moments that you are most proud of that we got to see in the documentary? Maybe we start with you.
So I think there are a couple of moments we are very proud of these moments. I think the finale of the documentary will be amazing. We were in the French Pyrenees, putting some sensors in the top of the mountains. I think it's a very good thing to see, and it was very intense moment for us. And also during the documentary, we were raising money. So it was not a big amount of money, but you have all the tension and the uncertainties about this 22 of November, and are we going to be able to have the money or not? So I think this moment when we go inside the room, the camera couldn't go inside this room, so you can just hear the sound of what was happening, and then you have the time we were waiting for the result, and then the result, and
Wonderful.
That was a very good moment. I think I'm proud of this moment too with all the team.
Wonderful. Well, that's a very good teaser for people who want to know about the funding situation. Olivier, what was the moment that you were most proud of?
There were a lot of moments I was proud of, but really I wanted the series to show a little bit more about my team. And every time the camera zoomed in on someone else on my team, I was like, this is cool. I want people to know that a founder is not alone. There's no way we can do this by ourselves. I was very happy to see, our sign language interpreters, my technical director, all these people that work around us. I was really touched by that.
Yeah.
And seeing themselves on screen at the showing a couple of nights ago, everybody was kind of proud of it, I was happy. I was happy about that.
Super. I think that is also very important because a lot of people forget so much attention goes to the founder. There's a lot of people that are making the startup work. Yeah, that's a very, very key point. And Binta, how about you?
Yeah, so I think for us there are two key moments that stick out. The first is, the final selection process where we were able to pick our first 20 students that are going into our first full-stack developer training program, because I think it was our toughest moment, but also one that we're most proud of, because we started with a pool of 60 students. We had to cut it down to 40, and from there, selecting our final 20, I think we started to see, tensions on the team, trying to figure out, we all have, students we're championing and we're really trying to push forward for, and it wasn't really easy for us to really select these final 20, but the fact that at the end of the day, we were all able to agree on, the best and the brightest students to really be able to go forward was, a highlight for us. And something that was teased that we haven't really gone on to is, our launch of our international programs in Malawi in a refugee camp. So I think what we're going to be able to see in the next few episodes is how it's really not easy to be able to, really set up our programs abroad, especially when we don't know if we're going to have, our computer rooms ready, if we don't know if we're going to have internet connection in the first place. So I think trying to see how that, situation is resolved is going to be something something that'll be uplifting at the end as well.
Yeah, and so now a last question, we're going to kind of end on this point. So I asked you guys a moment you're proud of. Let's talk now about the difficult moments, either the ones that were on screen or ones that maybe weren't on screen. What moments were those for you?
I think the most difficult moments for us were more so not necessarily always on screen, but off screen, especially when we were tired or when we were stressed or when we were frustrated, when there were so many other things going on. And, you know, kind of like Olivier was saying before, you don't really know how much to share when you're in these really deep, personal, stressful moments. But the camera's still there, so it's kind of like you have to have like two hats on. It's like, I'm normally angry and I'm normally frustrated and I kind of want to freak out right now, but I also don't want this to be on camera.
So these like stressful moments, when do they happen? Is it all the time? Is it a specific moment that creates the stressful situation?
For us, I think, you know, the period of us shooting the documentary happened to fall when we were selecting our students for our next round of classes. And so anytime we're preparing for our classes, I think, you know, tensions are very high and we're very stressed out because, you know, there's so much, you know, our students are depending on us to really be able to give them access to opportunities that they haven't had before. And I think that's a lot of responsibility that we take on ourselves. So, you know, anytime we're going through that, it's super stressful. But I think in the end of the day, you know, the way that it's been shot in the documentary and the way it's been shown was, you know, showing that it's a lot of hard work, that it's not easy for us, but at the end of the day, you know, we're able to reach our goal. So yeah.
Super. Olivier, same question, the difficult moments.
Yeah, I would go back to what we were talking about, just the fact that having camera crew follow us around and I'm not sure, like, okay, no, I'm just trying to work here, you know, and please, I can't just be like entertaining all the time. And so basically some moments I'm just like typing. I know some really stressful things happen when I'm working. I'm like replying to like a dozen emails and I'm just like, they've been filming me for an hour and I'm just typing. That's all I'm doing. But that's my job, I guess, you know. I wouldn't exactly say stressful, it's just I've got so much to do on my plate, and I'm trying to be entertaining. And I guess most of my day is actually just like crunching out the work, you know. And so it was kind of funny. And like, is that what we really want to show people?
Yeah.
Working every day, I guess. That's what
it looks like.
I guess.
Super. And Ruben, same question for you. The really difficult moments.
The very difficult moment. I don't want to spoil about the documentary, but in episode 3, there is this meeting, this very important meeting, and at the beginning it was just an informal meeting. And when we arrived in the meeting room here in Station F with Michel Assouline from Météo France, he was like, okay, so maybe we said that we are going just to talk, but I want to hear your pitch now, even if you are not ready. And it was on screen. And it's not a good pitch at all. So we were like, okay, we prepare absolutely nothing. He asked us to present the company as we were going to do it 3 weeks after. And I was like thinking, okay, Olivier is filming that. It's sure it will be in the documentary. How it's going to look like. And I think that was a difficult moment because Michel was very hard with us. He told us a lot of true things, like we have to use the buzzword, and a lot of things that we weren't comfortable with. And I think in this episode, it was a very difficult moment during the documentary, but I think it's a strong moment too. And I know that there are a lot of beautiful things in the 6 episodes, so I encourage everyone to look at them.
Super, that's a very good teaser. And I think what you brought up is also a really important point, that sometimes even in a documentary you can not have the whole context, not have the whole situation, and it can completely change your perception of what you're seeing. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here, and thank you all for watching. You can continue to ask your questions on Facebook and Instagram and everywhere that we post this video. We'll continue to respond to you, and I encourage all of you to check out the documentary. It will be on BFM TV and TechCrunch, and obviously Station F platforms as well, starting next week. All right, that's it for this month. We'll see you again next month. This has been Live from Station F.